सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। We'll chant the first two verses together. ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ नवमोऽध्यायः। राजविद्या राजगुह्ययोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच इदं तु ते गुह्यतमं प्रवक्ष्याम्यनसूयवे ज्ञानं विज्ञानसहितं यज्ञात्वा मोक्ष्यसे शुभात्। राजविद्या राजगुह्यं पवित्रमिदमुत्तमं प्रत्यक्षावगमं धर्म्यं सुसुखं कर्तुमव्ययम्. So the 9th chapter does not begin by a question by Arjuna. Bhagavan himself takes the initiative to reveal some knowledge. So how does Bhagavan address Arjuna? Te anasuyave pravakshyami. Arjuna, you have this great quality. And what is that quality? This virtue of anasuya. Anasuya means what? Anasuya. Asuya means guneshu dosha avishkaranam. Something good is being told, finding fault with something good. Arjuna, you don't have this defect. You are truly interested in this knowledge, earnestly listening to it, treasuring this knowledge. Therefore, you deserve this knowledge. So to such a person who is so pure-hearted, I will tell you. What will I tell you? Jnanam pravakshyami. I will give you this knowledge. And what kind of knowledge is this? Guhyatamam. Guhyatamam means what? Greatest secret. Guhyam, guhyataram, guhyatamam. Superlative. Like good, better, best. So what is Guhyam? Guhyam means secret. What is a secret? A very valuable information not available everywhere. Available only in some rare places. That is called as Guhyam. Known only to very few. That is called as Guhyam. Guhyataram. So that in that sense, spiritual knowledge is truly Guhyam because it is not available everywhere in its purity. Spiritual knowledge is very, very rare. Guhyam. Guhyataram. Even when it is available, people don't have interest in it. So then it becomes Guhyataram. They think, what is the use of all this? Meaningless knowledge. So they don't find any interest. Then that becomes Guhyataram. Even when you have interest, you listen to it and you don't understand anything. Then that becomes Guhyatamam. A secret is revealed to you and still you are not able to understand what it is. Then it becomes Guhyatamam. Why we are not able to understand? We are not able to understand because mind is not pure. Even when it is told that inability to have faith, I don't think it is true. And whatever is revealed here is everything which is just going to contradict your experience. And therefore, it is very difficult to have faith in whatever is told. Inability to understand means what? Even when you are understanding as an information, but something from within tells that, no, I don't believe in this. Then it becomes Guhyatamam. This knowledge tells you, you are infinite. But what is my experience? I am finite. How can I be infinite? You see? To have faith in this knowledge also is very difficult. I know I am this Jivatma, this body. The scripture says, no, you are God. Tat Tvamasi. How can I be God? No. Happiness, according to me, is outside. Whenever I indulge in all these pleasures, I find happiness. Scriptures say, hey, there is no happiness there. Happiness is you. Your nature is happiness. You are Ananda Swarupa. Difficult to believe. So therefore there are so many layers in this knowledge. Number one, this knowledge is very rare. Number two, to get interest in this knowledge also is even difficult. And number three, even when I am understanding it, my impure mind says, I don't believe in this. So therefore, Arjuna, all these defects are not there in you. You have a pure heart. Therefore, you deserve the best. Guhyatamam jnanam pravakshyami. And not only that, this knowledge will no longer remain an information in you, Vijnana sahitam jnanam pravakshyami. Arjuna, you can directly experience this. It can become your experience. In the beginning you start with faith, no doubt, but slowly when it becomes your experience, you no longer need to believe in it. It becomes your experience. Vijnana sahitam jnanam it is. What is the difference between Vijnanam and Jnanam? Jnanam is only information. When that becomes our experience, that becomes Vijnanam. Now this topic many times we have discussed, but because of this context, we will discuss it once again. There are 3 layers of knowledge. Whenever we say knowledge, there are 3 layers. The first layer is Shravana Janita Jnanam. Knowledge born out of listening, knowledge born out of reading some books. So what is that knowledge? It is called as information, data. You gather some information. That is also knowledge. So we call it Shravana Janita Jnanam. Knowledge born out of listening, born out of reading, etc. Then the next layer is called Manana Janita Jnanam. Knowledge born out of reflection, mananam. So you reflect upon it, you had certain doubts, and after reflection, all the doubts are cleared. Now that information has become conviction. You say, yes, now I don't have any doubt, I firmly believe it must be true. That is called as Manana Janita Jnanam or conviction. That is a little more deeper level of knowledge compared to information. So information, next is conviction, and now the third stage, you live it. You practice it. And when you practice, what happens? That knowledge is slowly assimilated in your personality. You start thinking and behaving based on that knowledge. Then alone we can say that knowledge has become Vijnanam. Anubhavatjnanam. Earlier it was only an information, then it became conviction, now it becomes transformation. Your personality is transformed because of that knowledge. Only then we say this person is knowledgeable. Mere information does not make any person knowledgeable. So therefore we have to live it, we have to assimilate that knowledge. We have to break the old habits, create the new habit born out of this new knowledge. And when this thinking and behaving based on the new knowledge becomes effortless in us, then we say that knowledge has been digested. Puja Gurudev gives the example of this coffee and sugar. Merely putting the sugar in the coffee will not do. That sugar has to become one with the coffee. And what is the proof that the sugar has dissolved in the coffee? What is the proof? The coffee tastes sweet. In the same way, what is the proof that this spiritual knowledge is getting assimilated in us? The proof is our personality becomes a sweet personality. Our situations, all kinds of challenging situations come, the natural tendency is to react instinctively, thoughtlessly, based on our past habits, tendencies, samskaras, inclination. That is the natural reaction. But after gaining this knowledge, when you slowly practice, a time comes when you are able to, you don't react, but you respond to the situation based on this knowledge. Then that is the proof that this jnanam has become vijnanam. This is the proof. So there are 3 stages in knowledge. Till jnanam does not become vijnanam, we don't say that person is knowledgeable. Many times this happens. We listen to all these wonderful things in satsang, but then at home we are behaving the same way. full of irritation, anger. Then the family members say, what is the use of your attending all those Gita classes? You have not changed at all. So many years you have been attending. So what is that person pointing out? You have jnanam, you are giving big lectures, but in your personality, in your life, it is not getting reflected. Jnanam has not become vijnanam. Problem is not of jnanam. Problem is of lack of practice. We have to consciously practice, otherwise nothing is going to happen. Otherwise it will merely remain as a piece of information. That will not do. Life must be lived based on the new knowledge. There will be struggle, no doubt. But that struggle is unavoidable. But every time you struggle, you become a better and better person. Better and better person. It is time consuming. Gaining information is very easy. But transformation, it takes the entire life. So jnanam vijnana sahitam. So the last one is called Nididhyasana janita jnanam. Shravana janita jnanam, manana janita jnanam, and the final transformation is called Nididhyasana means you are fighting with all your inherent tendencies, wrong habits, wrong tendencies. That takes a long time. Creating a new habit is possible only when you eradicate the old habits. And some old habits are very deep rooted. It takes time to come out. You have to fill up the old groove and you have to create a new groove. To give an example, let us say I have this smoking habit. And I consider that this smoking is really good for me because it gives me joy. Then I get this information. What is information? Smoking is injurious to health. Now it's an information. Okay, smoking is injurious. Then I start research, analysis. And then I find that yes, because of smoking, lot of health related problems come. Lungs get affected. So I do all the research and unanimously everywhere I get the same report. So now I'm convinced. What is the stage that? Conviction. Information has become conviction. I'm convinced that smoking is bad. But will that solve the problem? No. Again when I see that cigarette packet, I'm tempted, though I have all the knowledge that it is bad, but the mind will say, once in a while it's okay. The mind will start giving excuses. And again I'm tempted to smoke. What is the proof that yes, this knowledge has been well assimilated? What is the proof? Cigarette packet is there, but I am not tempted at all. Then we say, knowledge has truly been assimilated. Your action must express your knowledge. Action and knowledge, when they become one, that is called as personality integration. Whatever I know, I behave accordingly. Then we say, jnanam has become vijnanam. If my knowledge is something and I am helplessly behaving in a different way, jnanam has not yet become vijnanam. So Arjuna, this knowledge can become vijnanam. And what is the benefit of this knowledge? Yet jnatva ashubhat mokshase. Arjuna, you will gain mukti, freedom, liberation. From what? Ashubham, all kinds of ashubham. Ashubham means what? Inauspiciousness. So what is the greatest inauspiciousness in this world? Dukkham, sorrow. Everything else is inauspicious because of this. Primary inauspiciousness is dukkham, sorrow. The goal in our life is getting rid of all sorrows and getting peace. Paramananda praptihi atyantika dukkha nivrittihi. This is the goal of every one of us. Whatever we do in life, it is for happiness, peace, joy, fulfillment, and to get rid of suffering, sorrows. So Arjuna, the glory of this knowledge is you will be free from all sorrows. And now Bhagavan glorifies this knowledge. So many terms are used. Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, Uttamam Pavitram, Pratyaksha Avagamam, Dharmyam, Kartum Suzukham, Avyayam. 7 terms are used here to glorify this knowledge. So what is the first term used? Rajavidya. Vidya means knowledge. Raja means what? Royal. Kingly knowledge it is. Royal knowledge. It will make you a king. That's the point. It will make you a king. Who is a true king? King is the one who rules, isn't it? Who rules over everyone. Such a person is called king. This knowledge will make you a king. Because real ruler is not the one who is ruling the world. Real ruler is the one who is able to rule his own mind. The mind and the senses. Such a person is a true ruler. A master of oneself. Arjuna, in this sense, you will be a king. That is the power of this knowledge. Rajavidya. Royal, always whenever we are using something best, we use the term royal. Because king enjoys everything best, isn't it? Best food, best drink, best vehicle, everything best. Royal. Kingly. So in the same way, this knowledge is also royal. The best. The best because you experience infinite bliss. The best because it puts an end to all sufferings. The best because it makes you a master of your mind and the senses. The best because it makes you extremely disciplined. The best because it puts an end to birth-death cycle. The best because you become one with God. The best because it puts an end to all confusions and doubts regarding life. All of us, we have a lot of doubts. Doubts regarding oneself, Jiva. Doubt regarding the world, Jagat. Doubt regarding the Lord, Jagadishwara. J, J, J. We have 3 J's as our doubts. Doubt regarding oneself. Who am I? Where have I come from? What will happen to me? After death, what will happen to me? What should I do in life? All the doubts related to me is called Jiva doubts. Then, second is Jagat. All your questions can be either of Jiva, Jagat or Jagadishwara. Jagat means world. What is this world? What is the support of this world? What is the minutest atom of this world? Where does this world end? When did it come? What will happen to this world? All these questions come under Jagat. Then the question is about Jagadishwara, of the Lord. Who is this God? Does he exist or not? If at all he exists, where does he exist? How does he exist? What is his nature? How to attain him? So these are the questions we all have. Jiva, Jagat, Jagadishwara. What will happen after gaining this knowledge? You will have no questions. This knowledge has that power. That is why it is called Rajavidya. And it gives you infinite strength. Atmana vindate viryam, Upanishad says. The strength which a person gains after gaining this knowledge is unbelievable. And to show that, we have so many devotees. In all religions, whoever has gained this knowledge, they exhibit this kind of strength. Arjan Dev, Sikh Guru, he was tortured and killed. I am sure you must be knowing it. In that Guru Granth Sahib, he quoted something from Quran. And the emperor said, you have to remove that. He said, no. It was a divine guidance because of which I have written it. Therefore I will not remove. Okay, fine, then you will have to pay the price. Yes, I am ready to pay any price. So this man was put in one cauldron inside water, and then water was made to boil. He was made to sit inside. He remained silent. Constantly he was chanting Bhagavan's name. Then he was made to sit on a red hot iron sheet. Constantly Bhagavan's name he was chanting. Not ready to compromise. Then this burning sand was poured upon him. No food, no water, not allowed to sleep. 5 days he was tortured. And you know what he was saying? Bhagavan, your name is the sweetest thing in the world. This man was unaffected by any of this suffering. You see, this is the kind of strength this knowledge gives. Another person was Haridas. He was chanting Haribol, Haribol. He was a Muslim. But then he was chanting Haribol. So all these Muslim clergy, they said, hey, how dare? You're a Muslim and you're taking Hindu name. He said, how does it matter? They are all one and the same. No, it matters. Either stop it or be ready for torture. He said, fine. So 25 different marketplaces he was whipped 100 times. And it is said that 10 times you get that whipping, that person goes unconscious. 25 times that person is dead. That is the power of that whipping. This person survived 25 different marketplaces, each having 100 whips. So total how much? 2,500. He survived. In fact, the people who were whipping him, the guards, they said, hey, why don't you stop it? Because, the skin had come out and it was bleeding. Why don't you stop it? Because if you just accept whatever the condition is, then you will be relieved. He was constantly chanting Bhagavan's name. You know what he said? He said, the pain that I get when I don't chant Bhagavan's name is much more than the pain due to whipping. Forgetting Bhagavan is more painful for me. So like this, so many Mahatmas. Jesus Christ was crucified on the cross. What did he say? Oh Lord, forgive them. They don't know what they are doing. So these are all the examples of what happens to a person who gains this knowledge. I heard a very nice story. So there was this emperor who was conquering land after land with his huge army. And all the villagers were running away from there because he was just mercilessly killing everyone on the way. So he was going. So then he reached a village. All the villagers had fled. There was one person sitting under a tree. So that emperor, he was annoyed that this fellow was sitting fearlessly. A sadhu, a monk. He went to him. Said, do you know who I am? I can chop your head without even blinking once. That person looked at him and said, do you know who I am? I can get my head chopped without blinking once. Now, which needs greater courage and strength? Chopping somebody's head is very easy. But getting one's own head chopped without blinking once, that needs courage. Now, this is the glory of this knowledge. Rajavidya. There was one monk seated in a building. He had gone to his visitors in his friend's house. It's a huge building. They were on the top floor. And suddenly there was this earthquake. And the building was shaking. So the owner of the house, he was trying to run away from that building. And he found that this man is sitting there quietly. Building is shaking. He said, hey, come, we have to go out. Let's get out. You know what this person said? You go out, I go in. So this is the kind of strength. So how does this strength come? This strength comes from this knowledge that I am not the body. This is what this knowledge does. I am pure consciousness who is the observer of the body. I am not the body. And therefore whatever is happening to the body, actually I am just an observer of it. When you firmly get rooted in that consciousness, this is what happens. One Christian saint was tortured. He was tied to a grill and he was grilled. You know the grilling? So there's a furnace and he was tied. You know what this Mahatma said? So he was kept there for 5 minutes or something. He told that person, hey, the backside is fully cooked. Now you can just like dosa, etc. You have to do both sides. No? This side is fully done. You can turn. Can you imagine the freedom of that person? Oh my God. That is a power. That's why this knowledge is called Rajavidya. Royal, the best. Next term is Rajaguhyam, is a royal secret. Earlier the term used was Guhyatamam. Same explanation here also. Royal secret. Meaning available only to a pure-hearted person. A person who has lived a clean life, a straightforward life, humble life, a life of purity. Such a pure-hearted person, only to that person this knowledge reveals itself. Not everybody has admission into this kingdom of self-knowledge. More of it we will see in the next class. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.